Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Whether all of you out there want a quick fix or don't, we know all of you like to get involved. We know all of you like to send in your questions, and we encourage that. That's why we have our hashtag Ask Cricbuzz Live section. We've got a lot of questions. We decided for this particular show to pick one specific question, which we found more relevant than the others. And let's have a look at this from Shashwat Tandon. In the next 2 years, we have a T20 World Cup, a 50-over World Cup, and the World Test Championship. Should India look at format specialists and build two separate teams? Now, we've seen certain countries around the world have done that. They've pretty much segregated it. I think England were one of the teams who took a lead in that direction. DK, what's your thoughts on this?
I've been echoing it for some time now. It's completely right, and I think teams should have some two format specialists, white ball specialists and red ball specialists. Like let's take an example of Pujara. I mean, I think you need to obviously give him a good contract. He's been a proper servant for Indian cricket, in Test cricket for a long time now, and he's really good at what he does. And you make sure that you give him the confidence, irrespective of whatever happens in white ball cricket. He is the man to go to in Test cricket, and I think that is good. I think people respect that. People become very secure, and they're very sure of what they do, and they're very clear about their role in that format. And they don't constantly just try and peep ahead and see if they can get an opportunity in white ball if they do well in Test cricket and add more pressure to themselves. They're going to be red ball specialists, and they're going to be taken care of as red ball players, and they're expected to deliver every time India goes abroad or in India in Test cricket. And I think it's very good to have multi-format specialists, so that also it gives time for players to rest, recuperate, be fresh, and give themselves the best chance of doing well in international cricket, which can be very grueling, especially with the bubbles in place. So I do think having multi-format specialists and making it very, very clear which player is looked at in which format will obviously ease things. And if I'm right, Rahul Dravid himself has said that is what he is looking to do, which is very good and a very healthy sign for Indian cricket, because you've got to remember, for the first time we're going to have staggered captaincy. For white ball cricket, it could be Rohit Sharma, and for red ball it could be Virat Kohli. So I mean, I know Virat Kohli is still the ODI captain, but anyway, for the moment, so there is going to be two different captains, and it's probably happening for the first time. Generally, we always have a single format captain. So when captaincy can obviously be given to specialists, I do think even the players can be treated the same way, and it's very good for the health of Indian cricket.
The one rider I'll put to this, and I'll throw this at you, Ajay, is while conceptually it's fantastic, but executionally you might face some challenges, because obviously you have, say, a Virat Kohli who walks into all formats equally. So then you've got to balance those particular players and maybe prioritize them in certain series, rest them for certain in one format or the other, and make sure that they're absolutely prioritized in one direction.
Yes, I mean, it's a way of looking at it. The other, practically, I'm now just thinking how it can function and how it can work. I think it'll have to come from the player himself or players themselves. Because if the organization or the board or the coach or the captain tells me or ex-player saying, listen, you are only good for one-day cricket, or you are only good for Test cricket, in a way, the job that you have in hand is to add to somebody who's in your team, either as a captain or as a coach. You're trying to say, listen, you can't do this. So I'm saying it'll work. It can work on the other side. Practically, yes. Professionally, I can understand. If the players can make that decision, and it's a very tough one for a player. Players sometimes, I mean, I can talk for myself. At times you feel, yes, I should be in this team also. I can do this. I can't do that. So if the players get to this frame of mind, the modern day players who are around, and now with IPL, it's a possibility that there can be a lot of players who can just say, yes, I will not be available for 4-day cricket, or on the other side, like he mentioned about Cheteshwar Pujara, I won't be available for 1-day cricket. Because Cheteshwar Pujara wants to play. He wants to get better. He wants to play for India. I mean, there's an SPL, Saurashtra Premier League, 20-over game. He still comes out there, plays, wins games. He's wanting to do well. So I think it is a very tough one for a board in this case. Not that I have any love for the board, and I'm not a board or selectors or coaches, but from the administrative point of view, their job is to make you better and make sure that you don't start thinking smaller. In fact, you should be thinking bigger, and that's what their job is. So I think if it has to happen, it has to be the players. The players need to come out and put their hand up and say, it's like how you are either available for auction or not. I think when they start doing that, then that what DK said is absolutely correct, because then it'll be clear mind. You might have different practices then. You might be traveling different. You might just have different clothes then. So you will you see the distinction between them. But from the point of view of the board, for board to tell you, no, you can't play 2020, you can't play one-day cricket, I think that's an unfair call from them. Anyway, they select you or they drop you. So why, so it's the player's right to say whether I'm available or not. That can only change. Till now, it's still, if Virat Kohli is not picked for 2020, is there anything Virat Kohli can do?
Fair point. But yeah, I think I've got both points of view, and we can really take this forward.